Okay, it did not go well.
And just saying, screw it, we're gonna skip this chunk of trail was a really, really hard pill for me to swallow.
Good morning from Mount Washington. So a lot has happened since yesterday. So I guess I'll just do a really quick recap. So we finally left the hostel yesterday morning, got dropped off at the Highland Center because we wanted to get some breakfast. And then from there we decided to take the Crawford path instead of the AT because it was closer. And also the AT would have required us going scrambling up some cliffs, which was probably not the best decision, considering that like on the Crawford path we saw some southbound people going the same way, as well as some northbound people who were turning around because the weather was taking a turn. Yeah, we thought we were going to be okay with the weather, but basically it turns out the forecast called for rain and thunder again. But at that point we were already on our way, so there wasn't really much we could do about it. We stopped at Mitzvah Hut just to kind of confirm what the weather was going to do, and then we decided to push on from there to at least get to Lakes of the Clouds. And we were over Eisenhower, about 1.5 miles from Lakes of the Clouds, in the Alpine zone, so completely exposed when it started to thunder pretty close to us. It was incredibly loud. I was really, really scared. I thought we were going to die. But yeah, Tribute managed to get us to keep going. I don't know what I would have done if I was by myself, but yeah, we kept going. We basically ran 1.5 miles in the rain to get to Lakes of the Clouds. We got there at about 2, and it was too early to ask for a work for stay or a bunk. So we had to wait until it was around 4, and we did manage to get a work for stay, thankfully. So we got free dinner as part of it, and then all I had to do was clean a fridge, organize a fridge. So that was pretty easy. Tribute organized the freezer. That was super fun, wasn't it?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, so not too much hard work, and we got dinner out of it, and we got to sleep in the dining room. We didn't have to sleep in the cold, damp dungeon. So that was pretty good. Yeah, it was a good hut. It was very big. It was a little overstimulating. I'm sure the people that work there have a lot of fun, but they are also incredibly loud. So if you're a theater kid, you would love working there.
Who knew you had to have improv skills to work at a hut?
I know. Yeah, I couldn't work there. There's too much improv going on and cooking, 2 things that I'm terrible at. So there goes my dream of working at a hut. But otherwise, yeah, it was a really nice stay. Very thankful that we got to shelter somewhere because there was nowhere else to go. And this morning we got up and we made our way 1.5 miles up to the summit of Mount Washington. So yeah, it's a very beautiful place. It was, I read somewhere it was considered sacred to the Abenaki Native Americans. And now there's a gift shop up here and a weather observatory, so love that. And in about an hour, a train full of tourists will come up the mountain. Where do you park if you drive up here?
Just down there.
Oh, okay. And you can also drive up here too. So, yeah. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. I'm very thankful that we managed to wait out all the bad weather the past few days to get here. 'Cause yeah, this is just spectacular. So, managed to get our picture at the summit, and now I think we're gonna wait around until the cafe and the bathrooms open up. Just 'cause we got the time. And then we will continue making our way. I don't know where we're gonna end up today. Maybe at a tent site. But yeah, just excited to be here. And I can't wait to see what else the whites hold. So we will catch you from further down trail. Bye. morning. What day is it?
It is Saturday, the 3rd of August, 2024.
Oh, wow. So basically yesterday was rough. The morning was beautiful. Did Washington, came down, and then we got to Madison Hut to chill for a bit, to do Mount Madison after, and that's when it got really bad. It was just so steep, going up and then especially coming down Madison. It was just so incredibly steep, and there were so many just fields of rocks. Why does no one talk about the fields of rocks here? It's all Pennsylvania, but I think these are worse. I think if the presidentials was just like a dirt path or something less than rocky fields, then it'd be way easier. But yeah, so we had to go down Madison. It was just rock fields the whole way, and then we eventually got under a tree line. But even then, the path was just ridiculously steep, and I was going so slow because I was just so scared of falling that I think I was overcompensating by going too slow. So it took us forever to get down. We were gonna head for Osgood tent site, but everybody that was staying at Lakes of the Clouds the night before was also heading there, and it didn't seem like from the description on Far Out that there were that many spots. So we decided to push a little bit further. We just went half a mile past the tent site to a stealth site. So that's where we are right now. We decided to share a tent, again, just because there's not that much space. And yeah, it was raining this morning, and we were so exhausted from yesterday. I think yesterday was like the most tired I've ever been. Mm-hmm. So we were so tired. My alarm went off at 5:30. I ignored that. It is now probably 8:30, and we are still just chilling. Yeah, I assume eventually we will get up and get going. We don't really know what we're going to do today, so that's kind of why we still haven't left yet. We know that there is trail magic about 4 miles ahead, so that's something to look forward to. But yeah, so we're done with the presidentials, and now we have the Wildcat ranges to go through. But the problem is it's going to thunderstorm all day tomorrow, so we're not really sure what to do. We don't want to take another zero, but we also don't really know where to go from this point. The next shelter, there's a hut in about 7 miles, but of course it's not guaranteed that you can get work for stay there. And then the next shelter isn't for, what did you say?
Like 17 miles.
Yeah, who plans these? If you work for the AMC, what's up with that?
Well, it's 17 and then 23.
That's ridiculous.
In a 25-mile stretch.
What are you supposed to do? Anyways, so yeah, shelter options aren't very great, so we're gonna have to figure out what we want to do. I don't know. We've been talking about what we may do and just take some creative liberties in what we're doing. Anyways, sun's coming out, it seems, so might be a good time to start packing up and get going. Oh, I'm so glad to be done with Madison, though, and to be uninjured. So let's hope that streak continues. Yeah, say bye.
Hello.
All right, catch you later. Good morning. So not too much happened yesterday. We got down to the trail magic, and I think we just felt so exhausted, so beat up from the day before, that we just decided to narrow into Gorham. So the people doing Trail Magic were nice enough to give us a ride to the hostel in town. So we just got a bunk. There's some like ATV show going on in town at the same time, so like all the hotels were either booked or like $160 for one night. So we decided to stay at the hostel. So we got in. We really just chilled. We did walk to like a Chinese buffet for dinner, but other than that, we just did absolutely nothing. The only frustrating thing was that I was exhausted, but it still took me so long to fall asleep. Just because it was so warm in there. It was such a humid day yesterday. And it finally started to cool down in the middle of the night, but I don't think I fell asleep before midnight. So not running on very much sleep right now. We'll see how that goes. So, sorry, just a bug. We got dropped off this morning by the hostel. We are back at Pinkham Notch, and we're ready to go do the Wildcats. We'll see how the weather holds up. It is forecasted rain and thunder today, about like 30-40% chance. We're still gonna go for it, just because we're not above tree line at any point today. And there are plenty of options to bail out if we do need to. It's one of those like weighing the risks, and I think the risk of rain and thunder today isn't as bad as it would have been on the presidentials. So I think the bit that we're starting with is meant to be the steepest part of the AT. Luckily, we are going to be going up rather than coming down it. We met a southbounder yesterday who said it was absolutely awful. So hopefully it's a little easier going north. It's about 20 miles between here and the next road. So we're guessing it'll take 2 days to do. I really don't know how this next section's gonna go. I think we're just so exhausted. Every day that passes, I just feel like I'm incredibly tired and having to will myself to keep going. So it's getting really tough mentally out there. So I'm gonna get going. Wish us luck, and catch you later. Okay, so we've just gotten to a part of the climb that, that I really don't know how I'm supposed to pull this off. You alright? I'm too short to do this. Yeah, let me see if I can show you. So you basically got this crack here running up to there. And Tribute had to go up over here, and he was struggling. And he's considerably taller than I am, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I am terrified of heights, if I haven't mentioned that before. So any type of scrambling, it's not just, the scrambling bit that's hard for me, it's like mentally I'm just like terrified. So I don't know how we're gonna pull this off. Wish me luck. Okay, it did not go well. I think it took me like half an hour to get up that thing.
You did it.
No, man, I was so scared.
I'm so proud of you.
I just kept trying to like pull myself up, and I'm like the worst combination of things. I'm too short and I'm too dense. So like I couldn't reach things with my legs. If I was a little bit taller, I would have been able to. And even when I could, like, the position that my legs and my arms were in was, like, too difficult for me to, like, pull the weight of myself and my pack up. So I managed to get myself to a point where I basically got stuck. I couldn't go down because I couldn't see, and I couldn't go up because I couldn't pull myself up.
And then Tribute came down and took my bag off me, so that at least helped a bit. But at one point I was just stuck in the middle of that, just like crying so badly because I didn't know what to do, and I was scared, and I couldn't go up and it couldn't go down, and I'm just really not good with heights, and I really hate it. And I really hope there's not more of that, because that took me literally half an hour to do. I'm so done. I'm just tired.
We'll be okay. We'll look after you.
Okay, I guess we gotta keep going. Okay, so obviously we are not on trail, so I think an update is necessary at this point. So, long story short, I think the whites are just kicking the crap out of me, and Tribute. Today was really, really hard, mentally and physically, and I think I just got to a point where I didn't want to do it anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. All of that scrambling that was just so absolutely terrifying to me just really took it out of me, like mentally, emotionally. I think we had gotten to a point where we'd done 3 miles in about 4 hours. And there was talks of like thunder and rain coming in soon, and yeah, I didn't really know what to do. At one point, Tribute kind of hurt his knee when he stepped down a little weird. So there was just so much stuff going on that we were trying to deal with, and we were trying to figure out as we were going up the mountain. But in the end, we got to the top where there's like a ski lift, and we sat there for a long, long time trying to decide what we were going to do. So option A was to keep going, just keep going along the trail. We weren't sure where we were going to sleep because there were no shelters coming up for another like 10 miles or so. There was a hut, but again, there's no guarantee with the huts that you can get work for stay. So, and obviously with the thunder rolling in, I think Tribute was really, really nervous about staying out there. So that was option A. Option B was to bail out. We could take the ski lift down. The guy was going to let us take it down for free. But the only problem with that was that I think it only runs on the weekends, and today's a Sunday. So we knew that basically if we took the ski lift down, there was no way we were coming back up to the same point on trail. And the next road was 18 miles ahead. So we knew that if we bailed out now, it basically meant that we were skipping the next 18 miles of trail. And I know that we've done a lot of road walking and a lot of blue blazing and side trails and all that stuff. But up until this point, we'd always walked a continuous footpath. And just the idea of breaking that up and just saying, screw it, we're going to skip this chunk of trail was a really, really hard pill for me to swallow. Just as a point of, I don't know, pride, mental resilience. I felt like we've been through so much. We are literally almost at 1,900 miles. We've been through so much mentally and physically. And I just felt like I was giving up by saying, okay, whatever, we're just going to skip this section of trail. So I think it was just really hard for us to decide what we were going to do. So we were sat around for quite a while. There were actually 2 guys that came up on the ski lift. They just completely decided to skip the ascent up Wildcat. But that's the thing, is that a lot of people do things like that, and they just, no mention is ever made of it to the wider public. So we've known people that have skipped trail miles altogether. We've known people that have taken different routes up and joined back up on the trail at some point, either a separate trail or a ski lift. So it's not an uncommon thing that happens. So I didn't necessarily feel like we were doing something completely out of the ordinary. But I don't know, I just was really struggling with feeling like I kind of gave up, and I kind of gave in to how difficult the whites were. But in the end, we decided to bail out. I think, I don't know, everyone that we've talked to is just, we feel so beat up, physically, emotionally. Coming back into town, we ran into some other guys who were taking a few days off. One guy who was actually leaving trail because his knee was so incredibly swollen. So, yeah, it's not like we are struggling with a part of trail that is, moderate difficulty or whatever. But I think, Tribute was telling me earlier that he just feels so beat down by this. And I said, well, if you think about it this way, we were pretty unfit in the beginning, and it was a really big challenge at the start to build ourselves up physically. So we're kind of in a similar situation where we are now physically much more fit, but this is just such a harder section of trail. So that learning curve has just kind of adapted to where we are. But yeah, mentally it still doesn't make it any easier. I'm trying to be okay with the idea of skipping these miles. So I think I just need to suck it up and kind of deal with the mental decision of doing that. Maybe when we finish, we'll come back down and just do the part that we skipped back to the ski lift and take it back down or something. But yeah, I've been thinking for so long, pretty much since the start of the AT, that this is definitely more of a physical challenge or a mental challenge than it is a physical challenge. And that's stayed with me the whole time. That's kind of been the thing that I've been working under this entire time. And now we're finally getting to a section where it's just mentally and physically tiring, and I don't know how to deal with it. And I don't know, it's a bit silly in the grand scheme of things, because this is 2,200 miles almost, and I'm stressing about saying that we're going to skip 18, when in actuality, we probably would have walked way more than 2,200. But yeah, I still can't help feeling like I have given up in a little bit of a way. I have conceded to that mental block and I let things get to me. But I think that's just something I'm going to have to deal with and resolve with myself mentally as we keep going. And I know it's not going to get any easier. I know that just because we're going to be done with the whites doesn't mean that the trail is going to let up. I know Southern Maine is still difficult. I really need a break, I think. So we hitched back into Gorham, which, by the way, I will say that it wasn't a terrible day in the end. We took the ski lift down. That was terrifying as well. So I did many scary things today. I faced a lot of fears. But yeah, took the ski lift down. We ended up hitching into Gorham on a pickup truck, which was one of my like AT bucket list things that we finally got to do. I thought we were never going to be able to ride in the back of a pickup truck, so that was super fun. And we ended up getting to this motel where it was like $50 for an entire room, air conditioning, all that stuff, which is a pretty good deal. So yeah, we've just been chilling here for a while, and I think we've decided to zero tomorrow just because we're tired. I think I just need time, even though we just zeroed. It's really frustrating in a way. I feel like I'm just spending so much money and so much time that I do have, but it is also frustrating when you see people that you've been hiking alongside continuing on. And you can't help but think in your head, you're like, oh, I should be X days ahead or whatever. So yeah, that's where we are now. I don't really know what else to say. I don't want to keep rambling, but basically the gist of it is that is what we have decided. We're going to get back out on trail. Today's Sunday? Yeah, today's Sunday. Guess we'll get back on trail on Tuesday and keep going. Yeah, I know some people might have opinions on those who skip sections of the trail. If you have an opinion, that's fine. This is my hike. I'm really trying to be okay with my decisions and not try to think about what other people are. It's not even that I'm thinking about what other people would be thinking. I really am not concerned with that, but yeah, I'm just really trying, and I've always been trying to develop this the entire hike, I think, just trying to be okay with my own decisions. And maybe trying to get away from like my previously like perfectionist mindset of how things should be done and just try to let go a little bit. This is supposed to be a growing experience, this whole trail. So I'm trying to adapt to that and try to grow in my own way. And I think maybe this is part of it. So yeah, it's just going to be something that I'm going to have to figure out in my head on my own to be okay with. And not equate skipping a section of trail to like giving up or feeling like I'm a weaker hiker or a weaker person for making that decision. So it is what it is. I think we're gonna go grab dinner, just continue to rot in bed, and hopefully I will feel better when it comes time to getting back out there. Yeah, this is no joke. It's kicking my butt. But thank you for all the support so far, and I won't disappoint you. We will make it to Katahdin.
I know a place where we can go and be alone. So come away with me.
Hello, good morning. So basically yesterday we did nothing. I don't think we even got out of bed until like 1 o'clock.
No.
So it's just a lot of TV. We did do a quick Walmart run just to get food. And then the rest was just chilling, hanging out. So this morning we got up slowly, got ready, went to McDonald's to have breakfast, and we managed to successfully hitch back to the trail. So I'm over skipping the 18 miles. I don't care anymore. There were some people that came in yesterday to the same motel that we did, and they are much faster and stronger hikers than we are. And even they're the ones that got the ski lift up to where we were. And I guess they did a few miles, and then they basically said, "Screw this sucks," and then they bailed as well. So we're not alone in skipping this section of trail. So we have gotten back to, so now we're on Route 2. We are literally just shy. We're like 0.8 shy of 1900 miles. The whites are almost over. Doesn't mean the difficult terrain will be finished though, but at least we're carrying on, and hopefully today will be a better day. Hopefully we feel a little bit more well rested, and let's see what happens.
With me, nobody has to know where we gonna go. I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me. To run away with me. Don't tell your friends, we'll let them know we're safe later on. The road's calling, sun on our skin, sleeping under stars when it's gone. I was just calling to see if you're free to run away